to my fellow back members, technical working group, the secretariat, our prospective bidders, and also to our YouTube followers. Good morning. Today, June 29, 2023, is a private conference of 8 school building projects funded under the basic uh, BFF, Basic Facilities Educational Facilities Fund. Hindi nakalagay dito. So before we start, may I request everyone to please stand for the opening prayer.
Mapagmahal na Ama, gabayan niyo po kami sa bagong umaga na ito. Patawarin niyo po kami sa lahat ng aming mga sala. Tulungan niyo po kaming tumulong sa aming kapwa-tao sa lahat ng aming gagawin upang mamuhay kami ng maayos at mapayapa. Amen.
May I request the head of the secretariat for the invitation to our observers. Brian, please.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Back Vice Chairman, the presiding officer. Sir, here are the official observers for this particular procurement activity, which is a private conference. To the our first observer from the resident auditor, Commission on Audit, DPWH Nueva Vizcaya, first District Engineering Office, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Our second official observer, sir, is Environmental Planner Maria Ana M. Polido, from National President from the Philippine Institute of Environmental Planners, PIEP, from Diliman, Quezon City. And our third official observer, sir, is Engineer Gladys G. Tiburcio, alternate observer, National Contractors Associations of the Philippines Incorporated, Aritao, Nueva Vizcaya. Sir, these are the three official observers for this particular procurement activity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. May we have the attendance, please, for the determination of quorum. Thank you.
Thank you again, sir. A pleasant morning to all. May we first invoke the blessing of God, the great architect of the universe. Without further ado, here are the roll call for the attendance for today's private conference. For the Bids and Awards Committee composition, or BAC, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe.
Present.
BAC Vice Chairman, Presiding Officer, Madam Veronica G. Lodevico.
Present.
BAC Regular Member, Engineer Bayani F. Molina. Provisional Member and User, Architect Ivy O. Salazar.
Present.
Provisional Member and User, Provisional Member for all types of project procurement, and Engineer Jermin B. Binavista, Provisional Member and User. And for the back secretariat, sir, yours truly, Brian G. Augusto, Head. For the back secretariat members, we have Ms. Lutgarda D. Reyes, Member, Backsec, Ms. Ande Erika Fatima Picabang, Back Secretariat, and Mr. Allen Edward G. Damaso, Back Secretariat members. And for the technical working groups, sir, who are present here for today, we have Engineer Angie Reyes, TWG member, Engineer Reden A. Milyare, TWG member, Engineer Myrtle B. G. Digamo, TWG member, Engineer Narcisa M. Santos, TWG member, and Miss Diane Sheldon B. Balico, TWG member. And for the technical personnel who prepared the plans and DEDs, we have Engineer Jerry Tan II from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Maria Angelica F. De La Cruz from the Planning and Design section, and Engineer Risa May A. Tulyao from the Planning and Design section. And for the prospective bidders, sir, who are present here today for this pre-bid conference, may we have the presence of Miss Kathleen Chris A. Salas, representative from CDJ Builders and Construction Supplies, Secretary, Mr. Kevin Lumang. Good morning, sir. From MR Vargas Construction Corporation, representative. Mr. Sani Padilla, representative from MR Vargas Construction Corporation, and Miss Lorelai Dizon, representative from MR Vargas Construction Corporation. Sir, majority of the bids and awards committee composition is hereby present for today's private conference. Therefore, there is a constitution of quorum. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. Since we have a quorum, the Vice Chair now declares that this private conference in our meeting is now officially in order. Private conference is under Section 22 of the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulation and the latest GPPB issuances. Under Section 22.1, for contracts to be bid with an approved budget for the contract of 1 million or more, the BAC shall convene at least one private conference to clarify and or explain any of the requirements, terms, conditions, and specifications stipulated in the bidding document. Under Section 22.2, private conference shall be held at least 12 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids, but not earlier than 7 calendar days from the PhilJEP's posting of the invitation to bid or bidding documents. And under Section 22.3, the private conference shall discuss, clarify, and explain, among other things, the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial component of the contract to be bid. The private conference is open to prospective bidders. And under Section 22.4, the minutes of the private conference shall be recorded and prepared not later than 5 calendar days after the private conference, and shall be made available to prospective bidders not later than 5 days upon written request. Decision of the BAC amending any provision of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental and or bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. The agenda for the private conference are, number 1, basic contract data. This will be discussed by the technical personnel who prepares the plan and program of work. Number 2, requirements of the bidding documents. This will be discussed by Engineer Brian Augusto, the head of the Secretariat. Number 3, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposal, shall be discussed again by Engineer Brian Augusto, the head of the Secretariat. Number 4, agenda, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award will be discussed by Architect I.B. Olivar Salazar. Number 5, question comments from bidders and replies of the BAC and other representative of the procuring entity. The number 6 agenda is other matters. And the last, summary of proceedings, including bid bulletin and or addenda to be issued if there is any. So let's go now to the first agenda, which is the basic contract data. For contract ID number 23BI0097, which is the construction of 1-story, 2-classroom, Tiblac Elementary School, Ambaguio, will be discussed by Engineer Jerry Tan of the Planning and Design section. Jerry, please.
Good morning to everyone. I am Jarton II from Planning and Design section, and I am here to discuss our project entitled Construction of One-Story, Two-Classroom Tiblac Elementary School located at Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya, with the contract ID number of 23BI0097 and indicative approved budget for the contract of 6 million pesos. Our project description for this building was construction of one-story, two-classroom school building with toilet with a total calendar days of 145. Cost of bid documents with an amount of 10,000 pesos. Source of fund, basic educational facilities fund with the pickup license category of small b. Next. Next. Sige po, next. This project is a standard one-story, two-classroom school building with toilet. And based on the actual situation, we need to remove the existing old wooden one-story, two-classroom to replace it with the new one. The scope of work for this project includes, next slide please, the construction of foundation to column, beam to roofing, plastering to painting, one toilet and one blackboard for each room, common hand wash area at the right side of the building, and concrete slab at the perimeter of the building. Looking on our screen is our proposed floor plan. Next. Our front and rear elevation, our left and right elevation. This is our site development plan. Our school is located at Provincial Road. The left arrow is going to Ambaguio town proper. At the right arrow is going to Bayombong. We can see in our proposed school building at the back of the existing stage. And because of the terrain of our area, I propose slope protection at the left side of our project, which is in red line on the screen, and also include the construction of CHB fence at the right side of the building, which is in blue line on the screen. The old structure is located po kasi dun sa may fence po niya mismo, nakasagad po siya. Kaya nung ipropose na po natin yung school building, nag-setback na po tayo at least 2 meters and then we propose fence po dun sa may bandang road. Next slide please. On the screen is our typical cross-section of our building with slope protection. Next. For the exact location of our proposed project, we can see the lower left 14.3 kilometer. Lower left of the screen is the Masok Bayombong, and the blue arrow is going to Bayombong. We have 14.3 kilometer distance from Bayombong Town Hall to Tiblac Elementary School. Our source of construction material is Bayombong Public Market, and our source of aggregate is at Vista Alegre Quarry, Bayombong. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Ma'am Donna, ano mo yung existing building, yung first na building. Okay? That is the existing building of the Tiblac Elementary School, constructed late 80s. Yan yung mga school buildings na ginawa namin nung araw na elevated siya. Mostly made of wood. For the information of our YouTube followers. So elevated siya. Majority is made of wood. The building was constructed when the road, the Daang Maharlika Junction, Masok, Ambaguio Road is not yet concreted. Mahirap pa yung daan noon. Kaya kung ano man yung mga available na materials sa site, yun yung mga ginamit. Yun lang, thank you. So for contract ID number 23BI0098, which is the construction of one-story, two-classroom, Pihipi Elementary School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya, will again be discussed by Engineer Jerry Tan of the Planning and Design section. Jerry,
Once
please.
again, good morning po. I am here to discuss our project entitled Construction of One-Story, Two-Classroom Pihipi Elementary School located at Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya with the contract ID number of 23BI0098 and indicative approved budget for the contract of 10 million pesos. Our project description for this school building was construction of one-story, two-classroom school building with toilet with a total calendar days of 155. Cost of bid documents with an amount of 10,000 pesos. Our source of fund is Basic Educational Facilities Fund or BFF with the pickup license category of small b. Next slide. Next po. Yan. I will discuss it. Yes, sir. Meron naman. Yes, sir. This project is a standard one-story, two-classroom school building with toilet, and because of the actual situation, we need to provide slope protection at the rear side of our proposed building, as shown on the screen. And also, we have existing wooden classrooms, sir, na malapit dito sa right side, and then we will remove the one classroom, sir.
Do you have a picture of the existing building? Yun yung tinatanong ko kanina. If you have a picture of existing buildings to be removed and replaced. Wala? Hindi nyo nailagay? Okay, please continue.
Next slide, please. The scope of work for this project includes the construction of foundation to column, beams to roofing, plastering to painting, one toilet and one blackboard for each room, common hand wash area at the right side of the building, and concrete slab at the perimeter of the building. Looking on our screen is our proposed floor plan. Next. This is our front and rear elevation. Next. This is our left and right elevation. This is our site development plan where we can see the old wooden one-story, four-classroom at the lower right of the screen, newly constructed concrete building at the left side of the screen, and at the center of the screen is our proposed school building. Proposed slope protection at the rear side of our project, which is in red line on the screen, and I also include canal lining in the left and rear side of our building for the drainage of rainwater. Next slide, please. On the screen is our typical cross-section of our building with slope protection. Next slide, please. For the exact location of...
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Can you specify the slope protection works to be constructed for the information of our prospective bidders?
Yes, sir.
Pakibalik mo yung picture yan.
We will construct a retaining wall, sir, with a total length of 40 meters. And after the retaining wall, we will put grouted riprap ahead of the retaining wall and arable concrete, sir, after the grouted riprap at the top. Next slide. For the exact location of our proposed project, we can see on the lower left of the screen is the Ambaguio Town Hall, and the blue arrow is going to Bambang. We have 6.3 kilometer distance from Ambaguio Town Hall to Amweg Bridge. Another 12.8 kilometer from Amweg Bridge to Pihipi Elementary School. Next slide, please.
Can you please point at our map where is the PHP para alam nung ating prospective bidders?
Pihipi Elementary School, sir, is located at the right side of the screen, which is in red arrow, sir.
Okay, do you have the geotag para alam ng ating mga
Yes, sir.
prospective bidders.
Next slide, please. Ayan, sir. Hindi na makita.
Pwede mong paki-enlarge, i-zoom, Donna.
The geotag of our project is 16 degrees, 15 minutes,
Pwede mo pang i-zoom.
for
Hindi na
25
kaya.
minutes, 47 minutes
Okay.
north, and 121 degrees, 2 minutes and 31.0 seconds east.
Okay, please continue.
Back screen. After the Kablahan Elementary School and before reaching the Kamandag National High School, we need to turn right for the location of our proposed school building at Pihipi Elementary School. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Pakiulit mo lang yung sources ng materials, particularly construction materials and aggregates for the information of our prospective bidders.
Sir, in our program, my source of material is from Bambang Public Market, and our source of aggregate is Vista Alegre Quarry, Bayambong.
How many kilometers? Kasi Pihipi is located doon sa may disputed boundary ng Kamandag, Ambaguio, and Kamandag, Asipulo. Nasa boundary dispute kasi yan. Hanaya IP. Kasi yung lower Kamandag is located in the municipality of Ambaguio, and the upper Kamandag is located in the municipality of Asipulo, Ifugao. Yun yun. Okay?
Yes,
Wala na?
that's all, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, the number 3 project to be discussed, it has a contract ID number 23BI0099, and the name of the project is construction of 2-story 8 classroom, Ambaguio High School, Ambaguio, Nueva, Vizcaya, to be discussed by Engineer Angelica de la Cruz. Angelica, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Maria Angelica de la Cruz from Planning and Design section, and I'm here to discuss the contract ID 23BI0099 with the name of project of construction of 2-story 8 classroom, Ambaguio High School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative project budget for the contract 21,700,000, with a project description of construction of 2-story 8 classroom school building. Its project duration is 225 calendar days, cost of bid documents of 25,000. The source of fund is Basic Educational Facilities Fund, or the BEFF, with a pickup license category of small b. Next, please. Yan. So, here is the project location. Next, please. So, flash on screen, as you can see, the red arrow is pointed to the project site, which is also the Sitio Awa Road. Next slide, please. So this is the project site, or where the building will be constructed. So this project includes the removal of the existing slab where the building will be constructed, and the construction of slope protection works, which is rubble concrete and grouted riprap, which will be shown later.
Existing slab or existing flooring of the
Flooring of the-
multipurpose building, multipurpose pavement.
Multipurpose pavement, sir.
Pavement.
Existing
Okay.
multipurpose pavement.
Paki-enlarge mo, Donna, yung geotag nung site para makita ng ating mga prospective bidders. Okay, please read the geotag.
So the geotag for this project is 16 degrees, 31 minutes, and 38 seconds north, and 121 degrees, 1 minute, and 58 seconds east.
Okay, please continue.
So the proposed school building project will be completed from the construction of its superstructures, which is from footing, columns, beams up to the roofing, and with finishing and electrical works, with a dimension of 46 meters by 9.5 meters, with 4 classrooms on each floor, 2 main stairs located at right side and left side of the building, with male, female, and PWD comfort rooms and hand wash area incorporated at both sides of the building. Flash on screen is the ground floor plan and the second floor plan. So here is the front elevation and rear elevation. Flash on screen is the typical cross section of the proposed project. So shown is the rubble concrete and grouted riprap for the protection of our building. The source of aggregates is at Magat River, Vizcaya Quarry, which is approximately 23.7 kilometers from the project site, while the source of materials from project site is approximately 28 kilometers. So here is the perspective view of our proposed project. That would be all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Angelica. By the way, may I ask Engineer Jerry Tan, doon sa dalawang project, Tiblac Elementary School and Pihipi, to include Ambaguio High School, what is the sources of the water supply? Kasi meron tayong toilet dito. Yung sources ng water supply, nakalimutan kong tinanong, for the information of our prospective bidders.
Sir, in Pihipi Elementary School, we have a reservoir at the top of the mountain and top to source na lang, sir.
So, spring development, yung source ng ating water system? Spring development.
Parang, yes, sir, parang ganun.
How about Tiblac Elementary School?
Sir, Tiblac Elementary School, meron na silang dating water system. So, I think top,
Ano yung water system nila doon? Spring development? Spring source?
spring din ata, sir. Yes, sir.
Including, how about Ambaguio High School? So, spring din yung source ng ating tubig doon. Okay? So, number 4 project. It has a contract ID number 23BI0100. And the name of the project is construction of 2-story, 6 classroom, Dulli Integrated School. Again, at Ambaguio. This will be discussed by Engineer Angie Reyes. Angie, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Angie Argel Reyes from Planning and Design section. I will be discussing this particular project with contract ID number 23BI0100. Name of project, construction of 2-story, 6 classroom, Dulli Integrated School, Ambaguio, Nueva, Vizcaya, with indicative approved budget for the contract, 18,960,000 pesos. Project duration, project description, construction of 2-story, 6 classroom school building with slope protection, duration of 205 calendar days, cost of bid documents, 25,000 pesos, source of fund, basic educational facilities fund CY 2023, PCAB license category small b. Next slide.
Excuse me, Angie. May I request the head of the secretariat to please announce the arrival of one of the contractor, hindi late Engineer Rogelio Maratan.
Thank you, Mr. Back Vice Chairman, the presiding officer. Good morning to all. May we acknowledge the presence of Engineer Rogelio A. Marata from Crest Construction representative, sir. Our former chief construction section.
Thank you, Brian. Angie, please continue.
Next slide po. So this is the location map of the project. Um, at the lower right is Tubayombong, and the next is the Ambaguio Town Hall, and we have this Dulli. So the project is
Excuse
from
me, Angie. Okay. Yung orientation niya. Doon sa Tiblac, pagbaba mo ng Tiblac, right, kakanan ka, that is
Yes,
going
sir.
to Dulli.
Yes.
Meron tayong upper Dulli and then meron tayong lower Dulli. And then to the left, going to Ambaguio Town Hall. Okay?
Sir, nakalimutan ko pong palitan yung kulay nung araw. So, from the existing paved road of Bayombong Ambaguio, there is an intersection. Doon po tayo pupunta sa Dulli. The project is approximately 8 kilometers from the intersection. Next slide po. So, this is the vicinity map of the project. Next slide. These existing wooden classrooms will be demolished. Next. Yan din po. So this is the ground and second floor plan. The ground floor plan will be consist of one PWD toilet, one common CR for male, and one common CR for female. The right side is the main the left side is the main staircase, and on the left side is fire exit. This is the front elevation and the rear elevation. The left and right side elevation. This is the roof plan. As you can see, there is a roof deck. We will provide a water tank on the roof deck. And this is the typical section showing cut and proposed rubble concrete slope protection. So meron tayong ikakat doon. The project is composed of site leveling and site preparation. Next po. This is also typical section showing fill and proposed rubble concrete slope protection. The source of aggregate for this particular project is at Vista Alegre, approximately 20.6 kilometers from project site. And the source of materials will be in Bayombong, approximately 18.9 from project site. That would be all, sir.
Thank you, Angie. Have you gone to the site? Have you visited the proposed site of the Dulli Elementary School?
Yes.
Okay. Paved na ba lahat yan from Bayombong?
Meron pa pong ongoing, sir. Ongoing,
How many kilometers more?
approximately 2 kilometers more po ang hindi pa paved.
Okay. During our time, when we were a project engineer, siguro mga 10 years ago, hindi pa kasi, wala pang concrete dyan. Mahirap yung daan na yan. Yes. Before, I remember, Engineer Eddie Bayatan, one of the contractor in the Dulli Elementary School before, nakamotor kami, madulas yung daan, muntik siyang nahulog sa bangin. Mahirap yung daan nung araw dyan. So ngayon, okay na.
Okay na po,
O,
sir.
at least
Widened
yung
din po
ating
siya.
mga prospective bidders, hindi na kayo kakaba-kaba kasi hindi na masyadong makipot, matarik at mahirap yung kalsada. In your presentation, mayroon tayong roof deck for the installation of reservoir.
Yes, sir.
How about dito sa two-story Ambaguio High School? Hindi ko napansin kanina. Do we have also a reservoir roof deck for the reservoir? Mayroong reservoir doon. Kasi sa iyo, one side lang, ano, di ba? How about the source of water? Saan kukunin ang source of water doon? Mayroong spring development, water system doon?
Yes, spring din po.
Okay, thank you. So the next project, number 5, has a contract ID number 23BI 101. And the name of the project is Construction of Two-Story, Six-Classroom, Balong Integrated School, again at Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. This will be discussed by our very own Engineer Angie Reyes from the Planning and Design section. Angie, please.
Yes po, good morning once again. I will be discussing this particular project with contract ID number 23BI 0101. Name of project, construction of two-story, six-classroom, Balong Integrated School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract, 19,220,000 pesos. Project description, construction of two-story, six-classroom school building. Duration, 185 calendar days. Cost of bid documents, 25,000. Source of fund, Basic Educational Facilities Fund CY 2023 with the pickup license category of small b. Next slide. So this is the front perspective view of the school building. This is the location map of the project. So once again, hindi ko po napalitan yung kulay ng arrow.
Donna, yung location ng project, including doon sa junction doon sa Awa, kung meron dyan. Sitio Awa Poblacion, Ambaguio.
Taas.
Sa junction, para
Yan na
makita mo
lang
yung
po.
Yung Tubayumbong, ay going Tubayumbong,
Ayun,
tapos
yung sa
Abueg,
fire
Baklas.
station po, dun po yung Sitio Awa. Right side po ng Ambaguio Fire Station. So yun po.
Sitio Awa is dun sa yan yung pinaka-junction natin. So ang Balong is meron tayong upper Balong and lower Balong. So I believe yung location natin is sa upper Balong.
Yes.
Upper Balong, Ambaguio. And then lower Balong is a provincial road going to Nanchakan Elementary School. It is a provincial road, circumferential road, lalabas ka ng Pingkian. Yun.
So yan po. Ang entry po natin dito, kung aware po kayo dun sa Baklas Road, doon po ang entry po ng project. So from the existing paved road of Bayombong, Ambaguio, the project is approximately 4.8. Doon po sa ongoing po natin na Baklas Ambaguio Road, meron pa po tayong 4.8 kilometer. And also, meron pa po tayong 2.1 kilometer approximately na unpaved road papunta po sa project site. Next slide po. This is the vicinity map. So, balik po. From the main vicinity po ng school building, meron po tayo, may binabaan kasi kami doon na existing stairway pababa. Doon po yung location ng project. Pero meron din po tayong ongoing na road concreting din po. So, along the road na po siya. Hindi na po doon sa stairway. So, wala na pong manual hauling.
So we have now the access road to the new site.
Yes, sir.
Kasi yung old site, walang access road dyan, stair lang yan.
Yes, sir. So meron na po. Pave na rin po siya doon banda, sir.
Okay, so hindi na magiging problema ng ating mga prospective bidders yung double handling. Kasi accessible na yung site.
Yes.
Diretso siya hanggang dun sa proposed site.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. Next slide po. So this is the location of the project. As you can see, meron po tayong cut area doon. Pero stable na po yan, so hindi na po natin lalagyan ng protection. Next slide.
Donna, excuse me. Donna, paki-zoom mo yung geotag. yung location para nun alam nila.
So the geotag description is 16 degrees, 30 minutes, 26 seconds north, 120 degrees, 59 minutes, 54 seconds east.
With an accuracy of 4 meters. The required accuracy is just 6 meters.
Yes,
So, very reliable yung ating geotag.
Yes, next. So at this side, left side of the project, we will propose slope protection, rubble concrete slope protection. Next slide. And this will also be paved. Yung paakyat po sa site, mapipave po yan. This is the ground and second floor plan. Also, parehas lang po sila ni...
Excuse me, Angie, for clarification of our prospective bidders, paving of the road is included in the scope of work.
Yes, sir. From the existing paved road, sir. Yung entrance po nung...
Included siya.
Yes, sir. So, site development po, included siya.
Okay, so that is the one of the scope of work na kailangan alam din ng ating mga prospective bidders. Thank you. Please continue.
Yes, sir. So this is the ground floor plan and second floor plan. Again, parehas lang po sila ng Dulli, ng composition po. Meron pong 6 classroom. And then sa ground floor plan, meron pong 1 PWD toilet, 1 common CR for male, 1 common CR for female. Sa second floor po, meron common CR for male and common CR for female. This is the front and rear elevation. Left and right side elevation. Roof plan. Again, meron din po tayong roof deck for water tank. And this is the typical section showing proposed rubble concrete slope protection. The source of aggregate for this project is at Vista Alegre Quarry, approximately 29 kilometers from project site. Source of materials will be in Bambang, approximately 27.6 kilometers from project site. That would be also.
Okay, Angie, hindi ba wala nang space para pwede mong iasog kasi kung titignan mo yung alignment nung outer column at saka yung bottom ng slope protection works, halos magka-align na siya, andun na siya sa baba. Kasi pag naghukay ka, syempre, hukayin mo lahat yun, baka mahulog naman yung column.
Sige po, sir.
Madi-disturb.
Pwede pa naman pong i-adjust.
Okay, please, kung sakali, doon sa magiging project engineer natin, paki-adjust. Second, I know the site kasi ilang beses ako nagpunta dyan. The site is located on the top hill.
Yes, sir.
How about the source of water system?
Same po, spring din.
Spring, where are you going to get the source of the water? Kasi nasa taas ka kasi dyan.
Sir, nung pumunta kami, meron naman po
Meron silang
tubig.
source.
Yes.
Okay, meron sigurong pinagkunan.
Okay.
Okay. Number 6, project. It has a contract ID number 23BI0102. Name of project, construction of 4-story, 8 classroom, Bambang National High School at Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. This will be discussed by Engineer Risa May Tuliao. Risa, please.
Good morning, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone. For the contract ID number 23BI0102 with project name Construction of 4-story, 8-classroom Bambang National High School located at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya within the poblacion with indicative approved budget of the contract 30 million pesos. The project description is construction of 4-story, 8-classroom building with a duration of 265 calendar days. The cost of bid document is 25,000 pesos. The source of fund is BEFFCY 2023. For the pickup license category is small B. This is the perspective view of our proposed project. Next, please. Next. This is the existing ground where our project will be located. Next, ma'am. There. As you can see in the screen, it is surrounded by solid rock. Therefore, we propose site development such as controlled blasting of solid rock with leveling of ground and provision of canal. Next. This is the first floor of the building with 2 classroom per floor. It is a complete construction of 4-story, 8 classroom with dimension of 9.5 by 23 meters school building, including the PWD ramp with handrail, parapet wall on concrete gutter with stair wall 5 meters width on the right side and fire exit on the left side with complete electrical works, sanitary plumbing works. Next, this is the second floor, same as the first floor. Next, ma'am. Third floor and the fourth floor. Next, ma'am. This is the front elevation, the left and right elevation. Ay, wait. The source of aggregate is Santa Cruz River along Pupas section. The project will have a water pumping and fire protection system, the dry standpipe. That's all. Thank you.
That is contract ID number 102, the Bambang High School. Okay? How is yung source of water system for Bambang High School included in the estimate?
Yes, sir. The water pumping system.
Water pumping system. What was the proposed depth of the well and the casing of the well and the type of water pump to be installed? Meron na kayo malagip yun? Is it a submersible pump or a double sanction or the deep well pump? Hindi naman siya submersible pump. Kasi kung submersible pump, the minimum size of casing is 4 inches for a 2 horsepower submersible pump. Deep well? Oh, yes, deep well siya. Kasi deep well naman doon sa lugar na yon. And then kung ang source naman nyo, kung gagamitin yung well is double suction na 2 horsepower na deep well pump, okay lang naman yung 2 inches na casing nyo. And then meron siyang riser pipe na 1 inch. Tapos may ejector sa baba.
Verify ko, sir.
Ano yung ginamit nyo?
Parang malala ko, sir, as per plan is 4 inches.
4
pipe.
inches yung
Yeah.
casing niya?
Yes, sir.
Is it GI or
GI, sir.
black iron? GI. Okay. Thank you. Sige, mamaya na yung comments and time. Okay. We go now to the number 7 project, which has the contract ID number 23BI 0103. Name of project is construction of 2-story, 4 classroom at Santo Domingo Integrated School at Bambang, Nueva, Vizcaya. Okay, this will be discussed by Miss Engineer Angelica de la Cruz. Angelica, please take it away.
Good morning, good morning once again. So I will be discussing the contract ID 23BI 0103 with the name of project construction of 2-story 4 classroom Santo Domingo Integrated School located at Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya with an indicative project approved budget for the contract 15 million pesos. With the project description of construction of 2-story 4 classroom school building. Project duration of 170 calendar days. Cost of bid documents, 25,000. Source of fund, Basic Educational Facilities Fund with a pickup license category of small b. Next, so flash on screen is the perspective view of the proposed project. The proposed school building project will be completed from the construction of its superstructures, which is from foundation up to the construction of roof with finishing, plumbing works and electrical works with a dimension of 23 meters by 9.5 meters with two classrooms on each floor with male and female comfort rooms on both floors and PWD comfort rooms on the ground floor. So the main stairs is located at the left side and the fire exit is located at the right side of the building. So here is the location map for our proposed project. Next slide, please. This is the project site with a geotag of 16 degrees 25 minutes 22 seconds north, 121 degrees 6 minutes and 6 seconds east, with an accuracy of 6 meters. So here is the ground floor plan, the second floor plan, and the roof plan. So we also have a roof deck where the water tank will be located. So the source of aggregate is at Makate Quarry, which is approximately 5.7 kilometers from the project site, while the source of materials from project site is approximately 8 kilometers, which is at Bambang. And that would be all. Thank you.
Angelica, pakibalik mo nga yung site development.
Yung location.
Wala kayong site development plan? Hindi mo na-include?
Pero open.
Hindi ko kasi maalala yung Santo Domingo. Malapit sa Santo Domingo Elementary School yan? Hindi, iba. Punta ka ng Santo Domingo West, going to Kawakaw. New site, garo dyan, Barbaronga. Ay, okay. Sige. Okay, what is the source of the water system for our information? For the information of our end user na rin, and also to our prospective bidders. Source of water.
The source of water will be deep well.
Deep well?
Deep
Hindi
well.
kayo nagano doon? Kasi kung upper Kawakaw, mayroong water system doon kasi hindi, sa Kawakaw kasi may source ng tubig doon. Kasi mahirap kasi ang operation and maintenance ng electric water system. Brownout, wala kang tubig. Mahal yung electric bill. Pero kung mayroong spring, pwede nyo i-develop, mas maganda sana. So, the source of water is through pumping.
Yes,
Diyan
sir.
sa Santo Domingo Elementary School. Okay? So, the last project to be discussed has the contract ID number 23BI 104. Name of project is construction of 2 units, 2-story, 6 classroom, Tiblac National High School at Ambaguio, Nueva, Vizcaya. Meron pang location yan? Okay. This will be discussed by Engineer Angie Reyes. Angie, please take it away.
Good morning po once again. I'm Angie Argel Reyes from Planning and Design section. I will be discussing again this particular project with contract ID number 23BI0104. Name of project, construction of 2 units, 2-story, 6 classroom, Tiblac National High School, Ambaguio, Nueva, Vizcaya, with indicative approved budget for the contract 40,400,000 pesos. Project description, construction of 2 units, 2-story, 6-classroom school building with a project duration of 235 calendar days. Cost of bid documents, 25,000. Source of fund, Basic Educational Facilities Fund CY 2023. Pickup license category, medium A. Next slide. So this is the perspective view of the 2 units, 2-story, 6-classroom. So, yan po yung location map po natin from the lower right, going to Bayambong, and along the highway lang po yung Tiblac National High School, katabi po ni Tiblac Elementary School. This is the vicinity map of the project. So, kung maaalala nyo, construct before na 1-story, 2-classroom. So, along the highway lang po siya. Yung location po natin dito is nasa baba po. Next slide. So, ito po yung location. Ito po yung location niya, nasa baba, sir. Next po. Yan po yung closer detail po nung location. Next slide. So this is the ground and second floor plan. Same lang po nung diniscuss ko kanina. Front and rear elevation. Left and right side elevation. Roof plan. So meron din po siyang roof deck. Next po, this is the typical section showing proposed rubble concrete slope protection. So yung 2 unit po natin na school building ay parallel with each other. Meron po silang distance in between na 6 meters, and yung both back rear side nila is meron po tayong slope protection. The source of aggregate for this particular project is at Vista Alegre Quarry, approximately 14.3 kilometers from project site. Source of materials will be in Bayambong, approximately 12 kilometers from project site. That would be all, sir.
Thank you, Miss Angie Reyes. Pakibalik mo doon sa last na picture. Typical section ng yung cross section ng. Okay, una is for the information of our prospective bidders. So kasi nung araw mayroong dispute dyan dun sa access road. Yung access road pababa, yung may-ari doon na claimant, allegedly siya yung claimant, binakuran niya. Na-resolve na yon. Na-resolve? Yung road pababa doon sa site. Kasi yung existing na Tiblac National High School, tabi ng eskwelahan, doon meron kaming ginawa doon noon. And then sa baba, yung proposed na additional classroom just in case mayroong gagawin. But then nagkaroon ng problema doon sa access road. So na-resolve na yon.
As per principal, sir, na-resolve naman po. Tapos nagbigay din po sila ng updated na yung sketch plan po nung lote nila.
Kasi public land yan, so meron silang authority from the DNR na pwede silang mag-construct doon.
Yes, sir.
Meron, okay? From the figure or photo presented in our video screen, so makikita natin yung sa may left side na malapit doon sa mayroong slope protection works. Kung makikita mo doon, resting on fill na yung left side na column.
Yes, sir.
So, extended yung depth ng column natin doon.
Yes, sir. Mang basis po natin, sir, yung NGL pa rin po.
Kasi kung
Lowest
titingnan mo,
NGL.
madi-disturb. Kasi yung slope protection works is more than doon sa edge or alignment ng rear elevation ng building.
Yes, sir. Extended po yung column po natin up to yung lowest NGL po. Yung basis po natin.
Okay, siguro suggestion lang naman din doon sa magiging project engineer kung pwedeng ilayo ng konti yung slope protection works kasi kung titignan mo doon, pag hinukay mo yung slope protection works, parang nakaabante pa yung paa, yung toe nung slope protection works. Suggestion lang naman later on doon sa kan. How about the water system dyan? No problem din?
No problem din po, sir.
So, yung source ng tubig nyo is spring development.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Since we have already discussed the basic contract data, which is the agenda number 1, we now go to agenda number 2, which is the requirement of the bidding documents. And this will be discussed by Engineer Brian Augusto, the head of the procurement unit and the head of the secretariat. Brian, please take it away. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you, sir, Mr. Back Vice Chairman, for the requirements for the bid data sheet. For the following contract ID, for contract ID number 23BI0097 and 23BI0098, for ITB close 14.2A, 4, and B. The minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, and foreman and safety officer, minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years.
Donna, mabalin pa yung nga i-zoom mo. Yan na ba yung kan? Sobra. To our prospective bidders, pakitignan pong mabuti yung aming screen para po makomply nyo lahat yung requirements. Kasi kung hindi nyo makukomply yan, that will be a grounds for disqualification. Thank you. Brian, please continue.
Thank you, sir. For ITB close 14.2A4, the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. This is applicable for contract ID number 23BI0097 and 23BI0098. For the equipments, backhoe, capacity, 0.80 cubic meter, required units is 1. Dump truck, required units is 1. Stake truck, required units is 1. Plate compactor, required units is 1. 1 bagger mixer, 4 to 6 cubic feet, capacity is 1. Water truck or pump, required units is 1. Portable jackhammer, required units is 1.
Excuse me, Brian. On what particular contract applicable yung may backhoe at saka meron kang water truck?
Yes, sir.
Please specify. Kasi kung one story, 2 classroom lang naman siya, na walang slope protection works, hindi mo kailangan yung backhoe, yung water pump. Especially dun sa Ambaguio side, may mga source ng spring development kung saan mo pwedeng kumuha, pwedeng pagkunan ng tubig.
Yes, sir. As per dun sa requirement, sir, na naibigay sa amin is meron pong backhoe naman nakalagay.
Projects?
No, sir.
Meron ba? Yun nga sabi ko, please specify kung anong contract ID applicable
Yes, sir.
na mayroon siyang backhoe, dump truck, and water truck.
Okay. Yes, sir. This minimum major equipment requirements are applicable for the two projects for contract ID number 23BI0097, construction of one-story, two-classroom Tiblac Elementary School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya, and contract ID number 23BI0098, construction of one-story, two-classroom Pihipi Elementary School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. That's all, sir, for the two projects na pagkaroon sila ng requirement for the minimum equipment. May slope protection. May slope protection daw, sir.
Engineer Brian Augusto, please continue.
Yes, sir. For the minimum work experience requirement for the following, this is applicable for contract ID number 23BI0099, 23BI00100, and 23BI0101 for the following projects. For the key personnel, sir, we have the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, safety officer, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar work experience, same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. Madam Don, kindly flash the contract ID number 23BI0099 for the following major equipment requirements for this particular project. Sir, these are the minimum major equipments for the 3 projects with contract ID number 23BI0099, construction of 2-story, 8 classroom Ambaguio National High School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. Contract ID number 23BI0100, construction of 2-story, 6 classroom Dulli Integrated School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. And contract ID number 23BI0101, construction of 2-story, 6 classroom Balong Integrated School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. For the requirements, sir, we have a plate compactor, required units is 1, 1 bagger mixer, required units is 1, water truck, pump, required unit is 1, backhoe, required unit is 1, dump truck, required unit is 1, and stake truck, required units is 1. For the next project, sir, with contract ID number 23BI0102, the minimum work experience requirements for the key personnel are the following. For the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, work same position is 3 years. Minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. And for the minimum major equipment requirements, sir, are the following. For this particular project, for contract ID number 23BI00102, construction of 4-story, 8 classroom, Bambang National High School, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. Equipment, backhoe, required units is 1, dump truck, required units is 2, plate compactor, concrete vibrator, 1 bagger mixer, bar cutter, bar bender, required units is 1, welding machine, Required units is 2. Cutting outfit, required units is 1. Water pump, required units is 1. Water truck, required units 1. Payloader, required unit is 1. Truck mounted crane, required unit is 1. Pneumatic drilling machine, required units is 1. And air compressor, required units is 1. Sir, these are the minimum equipment requirement for this particular project for contract ID number 23BI00102. 102, sir. 102. 4 story, sir. Bambang, National High School. Dapat ito ako. Pneumatic drilling machine. Thank you, sir, for contract ID number 23BI0103, construction of 2-story, 4-classroom, Santo Domingo, Integrated School, Bambang, Nueva Vizcaya. The minimum key personnel for the following projects, we have the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience is 3 years, and minimum years of total experience is 3 years. And for the minimum equipment requirement for this particular project, we have backhoe, required unit is 1, dump truck, required unit is 1, plate compactor, required unit is 1, stake truck, required unit is 1, 1 bagger mixer, required unit is 1, and truck mounted crane, required units is 1. And for the last project, sir, for the requirement of the bidding documents, for contract ID number 23BI0104, construction of 2-story, 6-classroom, Tiblac National High School, Ambaguio, Nueva Vizcaya. The minimum work experience for the key personnel are the following: for the project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, foreman, and safety officer. Minimum years of similar experience, same position is 3 years, and minimum years of total work experience, same position is 3 years. For the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. For the description, we have stake truck, required units is 2, dump truck, required units is 2, plate compactor, required units is 2, 1 bagger mixer, required units is 2, water truck and pump, required units is 2, and backhoe, required units is 2. Sir, these are the requirements of the bidding documents for these 8 particular projects. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto, for discussing agenda number 2. Okay, we now go to agenda number 3, which is documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. So, to our prospective bidders, please listen carefully so that when you submit your technical documents, including the financial documents, this document should be in accordance with the documents needed to be presented by the head of the procurement unit. So please listen carefully. Thank you. Engineer Brian Augusto, please discuss agenda number 3. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Bak, Vice Chairman. For the agenda number 3, for the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial documents. Sir, this will be played on a audio recording. Thank you.
Please play the audio presentation, and then I would
Technical
like to
and
ask again our prospective bidders to please listen carefully. Thank you.
financial components. Number 1, technical component envelope, Class A documents. For legal documents, letter A, valid PhilJIPS registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Or letter B, registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. And letter C, mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas. And letter D, tax clearance per EO number 398, series of 2005, as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. For technical documents, letter E, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. And letter F, a statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. And letter G, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board or PCAB license, or special PCAB license in case of joint ventures. And registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid. And letter F, original copy of bid security in the form of surety bond. Submit also the certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And letter I, project requirements, which shall include the following. First, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Second, list of contractors' key personnel, for example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, safety officer, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid, with their complete qualification and experience data. Third, list of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor, vendor, or the duration of the project as the case may be. And last, list of contractors' minimum material testing equipment which are owned as per Department Order Number 11, Series of 2017. For letter J, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperatives, or original special power of attorney of all members of joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and to do acts to represent the bidder. For financial documents, letter K, the prospective bidder's audited financial statements showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current assets and liabilities is stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. And letter L, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or NFCC, Class B documents. Letter M, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in accordance with the Republic Act number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Number 2, financial component envelope. Letter N, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under Republic Act number 9184. Letter O, original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities. And letter P, duly accomplished detailed estimate form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental used in coming up with the bid. And letter Q, cash flow by quarter.
Sir, that's all for the audio presentation for the documents to be submitted by the prospective by the bidders, including technical and financial proposals. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the audio recorded presentation for agenda number 3. We now go to agenda number 4, which is criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. This will be discussed by architect Ivy Olivar Salazar, the provisional member for all types of procurement. Ivy, please take it away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. May we listen to the pre-recorded audio presentation? Thank you.
Please play the audio
Pre-bid
presentation.
conference. Detailed evaluation of bids. For the procurement of goods and infrastructure projects, the BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. Arithmetical corrections. Consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be basis for bid evaluation and comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Between total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. Between stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. between unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the BAC its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider but shall not be limited to the following. Legal requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of this IRR. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Verification of availability and commitment and/or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unit to be owned, leased, under, purchased by the bidder for use in the contract. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Pre-bid conference. Detailed
That's all, Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Architect IB, for the video recording presentation. We go now to agenda number 5, which is the comments and or questions from bidders and replies of BAC and other representative of the procuring entity, just in case our prospective bidders has a question or query. For contract ID number 23BI0097, do we have a query from our prospective bidders from online and to our attending prospective bidders? Mayroon ba? No comments or query? We go now to the amendments. Do we have amendments for contract ID number 23BI0097? We start from the provisional member from the Planning and Design section. Any amendments for contract ID number 23BI0097, Jermin?
Sir, Mr. Vice Chair, I have no amendments, sir.
No amendments. How about the provisional member for construction, Engineer Bayani Molina?
Morning, sir. No amendments, sir.
No amendments. Please take your seat. Kumuha ka ng upuan. To our provisional member for all types of procurement, Architect IB Olivar Salazar.
I have no amendments, sir.
No amendments. How about the regular member of the back, Madam Veronica Leo de Bico?
Mr. Vice Chair, same, I have no amendment.
No amendments. Since there is no amendment for contract ID number 23BI0097, we're going to sustain or sustain adapt the bidding documents as published in the DPWH website and also in the PhilJEP's website. For contract ID number 23BI0098, which is the construction of one-story, two-classroom building at Pihipi Elementary School, do we have any comments or question for this particular contract? That is from the YouTube followers. Meron ba? There is none. So, from the provisional member from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Chairman Buenavista?
I have no amendments, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, noted. How about the provisional member from the construction section?
No amendments, sir.
How about the provisional member for all types of procurement?
I have no amendments, sir.
No amendments, noted. How about from the regular member? Do you have any amendments for this particular contract?
I have no amendment, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, since there is no amendment for contract ID number 23BI0098, we're going to adopt or sustain the bidding document as published from our DPWH website and also to our PhilJEP's website. For contract ID number 23BI0099, which is the construction of two-story, 8-classroom at Ambaguio High School. Mayroon ba tayong query, comments from our YouTube followers? There is none? Okay. How about the provisional member from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Jermin Buenavista?
I have no amendments,
No
Mr.
amendments,
Vice Chair.
noted. How about Engineer Bayani F. Molina?
No amendments, sir.
No amendments. How about from Architect IB Salazar?
No amendments, sir.
How about from Madam Biron?
No amendment, Mr.
Okay.
Vice Chair.
Since there is no amendment for this particular contract, therefore, we're going to sustain or adopt the bidding documents as published in the DPWH website and also from our PhilJEP's website. Okay, number 4 project. It has a contract ID number 23BI0100, which is the construction of two-story, 6-classroom Dulli Integrated School. Meron ba tayong comments, comments, query from our YouTube followers? There is none. How about the provisional member from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Chairman Buenavista? Do you have any amendments for this particular contract?
I have no amendment, sir.
Okay, noted. How about Engineer Bayani Molina?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. How about Architect IB Salazar?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. How about Madam Veronica Llodebico?
Mr. Vice Chair, I have no amendments.
Since there is no amendment for contract ID number 23BI0100, we are now going to adopt or sustain the bidding documents as published from our DPWH website and also from the PhilJEP's website. How about contract ID number 23BI101, which is construction of two-story, 6-classroom, Balong Integrated School at Ambaguio. From our YouTube followers, meron ba tayong amendment icon dyan? Query? There is none. How about for Engineer Buenavista? Do you have any amendments for this particular contract?
I have no amendment, sir.
Okay, noted. How about Engineer Bayani F. Molina?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. How about Architect IB Olivar Salazar?
No amendment, sir.
How about Madam Veronica Garcia Llodebico?
No amendment, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, since there is no amendments for this particular contract, we're going to sustain or adopt the bidding documents as published from our DPWH website and also from the website of the PhilJEPs. For number 6 project, it has a contract ID number 23BI0102, which is construction of 4-story, 8-classroom, Bambang National High School. From our YouTube followers, meron ba tayong mga queries, comments dyan? There is none. How about Engineer Chairman Buenavista from the Planning and Design section?
I have no amendment, sir.
No amendments. How about Engineer Bayani Molina?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. How about Architect IB Olivar Salazar?
No amendment, sir.
No amendments. Noted. How about Madam Veronica Garcia Llodebico?
Same no amendments, Mr. Vice
No
Chair.
amendments. Since there is no amendments for project number 6 with the contract ID number 23BI0102, we're now going to adopt or sustain the bidding documents as published from our DPWH website and also from our PhilJEP's website. For project number 7, which has a contract ID number 23BI0103 for the construction of 2-story, 4-classroom building, Santo Domingo Integrated School at Bambang. Do we have any comments, queries from our YouTube followers? There is none. How about the provisional member from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Chairman Buenavista?
I have no amendment, sir.
No amendments, noted. How about Engineer Bayani F. Molina?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. How about Architect IB Salazar?
No amendment, sir.
Noted. How about Madam Biron Llodebico?
No amendments, Mr. Vice
No
Chair.
amendments. Since there is no amendment for project number 7 with contract ID number 23BI0103, therefore, we're going to sustain or adopt the bidding documents as published from our DPWH website and also from the PhilJEP's website. And the last project, number 8, which has a contract ID number 23BI0104 with the name of the project of construction of 2 units, 2-story, 6-classroom building at Tiblac National High School. From our YouTube followers, do we have any query or comments? There is none. How about from the provisional member of the Planning and Design section, Engineer Jermaine Buenavista?
I have no amendments, Mr. Vice
Noted.
Chair.
How about Engineer Bayani F. Molina?
No amendment, sir.
Okay, noted. How about Architect IB Salazar?
No amendment, sir.
How about, noted. How about Madam Biron?
No amendments, Mr. Vice Chair.
Since there is no amendment for this particular contract, we're going therefore to adopt the bidding documents as published in our DPWH website and also from the PhilJEP's website. And the last agenda is the summary of proceedings, including bid bulletin to be issued if there is any. Since we have already discussed the agenda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there is no bid bulletin to be issued. Therefore, the pre-bid conference for the 8 civil work projects, particularly for the construction of 8 school building projects, the pre-bid conference for the said projects is now already discussed and completed. So, from our head of the procuring entity, do we have any announcement to be made?
Yes, Mr. Vice Chairman, we have the announcement reminder, sir, for the next procurement activities, sir.
Okay, please show to our video screen.
Villaverde, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project is Villaverde, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 9,800,000 pesos, with the project description of complete construction of water pumping system, including well drilling, 20 cubic meter overhead water tank, distribution lines and solar power system, with provisional sum of 10 kVA generator set and manual transfer switch, with a project duration of 193 calendar days. Cost of bidding documents, 10,000 pesos. Source of fund, regular infra and FY 2023. Pickup license size range should be small b. For the second project, sir, with contract ID number 23BI0096, name of the project, Convergence and Special Support Program, CSSP, construction, rehabilitation of water supply, septage and sewerage, rainwater collectors, water supply system, construction of solar water system, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya. Location of the project, Solano, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 9,800,000 pesos, with a project description of complete construction of water pumping system, including well drilling, 20 cubic meter overhead water tank, distribution lines and solar power system, with provisional sum of 10 kVA generator set and manual transfer switch, with a project duration of 172 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 10,000 pesos. 10,000 pesos. Source of fund is regular infra FY 2023 with a pickup license size range of small b. Sir, these are the two projects scheduled for July 6, 2023.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Brian Augusto. Before I forget, I was not able to ask the representative of the contractor kung meron silang query or comments doon sa projects na interested sila. From the representative of CDJ, meron ka bang question, comments, query doon sa project na ibibid nyo? How about the representative from the MR Vargas? Meron ba kayong tanong? Yes, we will provide you the copy of the approved plan for your ready reference. Any more other matters to be discussed before we adjourn?
Mr. Chair, I just have one issue concern.
Yes, ma'am.
Regarding the date of our opening of bid on July 6, it will be still the third day of our ISO audit. And I think this function room will be used by the auditors.
How about the bidding room? Meron bang activity doon sa bidding room?
Sila, nandun ang
None na, sir. Actually, katatapos lang po yung repair ng PRU unit. So we can move today, sir. Pwede, available na po ang bidding room, sir, for the next week.
Okay. Kailan ba yung start ng ISO natin?
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Ah,
And that will be the
since
final.
since the activity of the back is a jury duty, we can proceed with the
Okay.
opening of the bids. Anyway, dalawa lang naman yung open nating mga bids sa Thursday. I believe that is Thursday, July 6. So, and according to the head of the procurement unit, available naman daw yung ating bidding room sa Thursday. So, the opening of bids will proceed as scheduled. Any more queries or other matters to be discussed?
Mr. Chair, as there are no more queries, and we have already finished with the private conference for the 8 civil works projects, I now move that this private conference be adjourned.
Okay, thank you, Madam Biron. But before someone will say seconded, nakalimutan nating sagutin yung query kanina ni Engineer Eddie Bayatan regarding dun sa site ng Ambaguio National High School. So, to the query of Engineer Eddie Bayatan, the proprietor of EM Bayatan Construction, if you are watching our YouTube channel, there is an allotted space for the construction of two-story, 8-classroom building. So, Engineer Bayatan, please play the YouTube para makita mo yung proposed site ng Ambaguio High School. Okay, that's all. Any second motion?
I second the motion, sir.
Okay. Since it is moved, it has been moved and seconded that the private conference activity this morning is now officially adjourned. Thank you to our YouTube followers. Thank you everyone, to our prospective bidders, and also to the back members and secretariat, including the technical personnel who prepared the plans and program of work. Once again, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Thank you very much.